Continuing with where we stopped, we have found till the value of r. Now let us start deriving the field components. So as I told you, to derive the field components, we need to start from the source. So the fields originate due to the current element IDL which is present in the antenna. So let us start writing the current distributions. So we can write current I is equal to Im sine of beta into H minus Z when Z is greater than 0, and we can write I is equal to Im sine beta into H plus Z when Z is less than 0, where Im, as I already said, it is the maximum current of the current element. Now after stating the source of the radiation, we will start with writing the formula for the vector magnetic potential. So the vector magnetic potential is given by dAz, where Az is the vector magnetic potential and Z represents the direction or the axis in which the antenna is placed. So it is given by mu I dz e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. This is not a new equation to us. We have already studied this in the subject electromagnetics. You would have studied A is equal to integration of mu I dV divided by 4 pi r. It is the same equation that you studied in the electromagnetic subject. And we know that r is the distance between IDZ and point P. Now to find AZ, what do we need to do? We will take the differentiation to the right hand side. So from this we get AZ is equal to, it is integration of mu I dz e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. Now this integration is in two limits. We know that the height is 2h, one is from minus h to 0 and the other one is from 0 to h. So we will write this as minus h to 0 mu I dz e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r plus integration of 0 to h mu I dz e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. So we have just split the integration into two terms since there are two axes. Now we already found that the value of r is equal to r minus z cos theta. But the point P that we are considering, we always consider it to be in the far field region, because only in the far field region it is practically possible to measure the radiations. In near field region, that is where the radiations start to converge. So it is not possible to measure the amount of radiation caused by the antenna in the near field region. So in the far field region, if you see the definition of far field, the radiations are independent of the angular distribution. Since the radiations are independent of the angle, we take theta is equal to 0 degree. So when you substitute theta equal to 0 here, cos 0 becomes 1 and we will be getting r is equal to r minus z. Once again, considering the far field region, the z value, which is the axis in which the antenna is lying, this is also very small when compared to the far field region. So we will therefore equate capital R is equal to small r. So what we can do in the above equation, I am going to replace capital R with small r and we will proceed with the derivation. So this is going to become, let me scroll up. So this is going to become AZ is equal to minus h to 0 mu I dz e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r plus integration of 0 to h mu I dz into e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. We cannot modify this r because it is a phase component. We can only modify the magnitude component and phase component cannot be just like that altered. Now we will try to take out the common terms. If you observe in this, mu by 4 pi r is common in both the first term as well as the second term. And I, we have already written that from minus h to 0, I value is Im sine beta h plus z, and for 0 to h, I values Im sine beta h minus z. So let us replace those values. So I am going to write Az is equal to minus h to 0 mu I is Im sine beta h plus z into dz into e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r plus integration of 0 to h mu Im sine beta of h minus z dz into e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. So we can simplify these terms. So this will become Az is equal to, we can take mu Im 4 pi r, this mu Im 4 pi r commonly outside. So this will become mu Im divided by 4 pi r. The first integration is from minus h to 0 sine beta of h plus z into e power minus j beta. We know that capital R is r minus z cos theta. So I am substituting that into dz plus 0 to h sine beta of h minus z into e power minus j beta of r minus z cos theta into dz. Now let us simplify this equation further. So this can be written as Az is equal to mu Im divided by, I'll choose a thicker pen itself. So it can be written as mu Im by 4 pi r integration of minus h to 0 sine beta of h plus z. So we will multiply this minus j beta inside for each and every term. So it is minus j beta r into e power, minus of minus becomes plus. So e power j beta z cos theta dz. And the second term is plus integration of 0 to h sine beta of h minus z into e power minus j beta r into e power j beta z cos theta dz. Fine. Now let us simplify this further. Once again we can see that minus j beta r is common in both the terms. So we can write it commonly outside. So this becomes mu Im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r into integration of minus h to 0 sine beta h plus z e power j beta z cos theta dz plus integration of 0 to h sine beta of h minus z. This term has gone outside. So into e power j beta cos theta into dz. Right? Now let us substitute the length of the antenna, because we know that these conditions we are substituting for a half wave dipole. So since it is a half wave dipole, I need to substitute the actual length. So half wave dipole means we said that the electrical length of the antenna is lambda by 2. So we are measuring for a lambda by 2 antenna, and if you see the physical length, it is 2h. It is from minus h to 0 and 0 to h, which means the total length is 2h. And this will be equal to the electrical length, which is lambda by 2. So when you bring this 2 to right hand side, this becomes h is equal to lambda by 4. And we have already studied the formula for wavelength. We know that wavelength is equal to 2 pi divided by beta. So let us substitute this lambda term here. So h will become 2 pi by 4 beta. So this 2 can get cancelled. This will become pi by 2 beta. So we can substitute h value to be pi by 2 beta in this place, and we will see what value we are getting. So we will try to take this term alone and this term alone. Let us substitute h to be pi by 2 beta, and we will see what term we are deriving at. Fine. So I am going to take the term sine beta into h plus z. So we will multiply this beta inside. So this becomes sine of beta h plus beta z. So this is nothing but sine of beta into pi by 2 beta plus beta z. So this beta gets cancelled. So this becomes sine of pi by 2 plus beta z. So this is nothing but of the form sine of 90 plus theta. And we know that sine of 90 plus theta is nothing but what? This is equal to cos theta. So let us replace this term. So this is nothing but cos of my theta value is beta z. Now similarly, when you find for sine beta of h minus z, I will get the same cos beta z. So this term also becomes cos beta z. This sin beta h minus z also becomes cos beta z. So let us replace it in the above equation. So therefore, I am going to write Az is equal to mu Im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. First integration we have minus h to 0. The sign terms becomes cos beta z into e power j beta z cos theta dz plus integration of 0 to h cos beta z into e power j beta z cos theta dz. Now if you see integration inside the terms inside the integration, the terms are similar. I mean that if you see this term cos beta z e power j beta z dz, this is also cos beta z e power j beta z cos theta dz. But the only difference is the limits of the integration. So what we will try to do, I'll try to modify this integration as this integration itself. So when we interchange the limits of the integrations, then all the theta values will become minus of theta. So I'm going to replace. So this is going to become mu Im e power j beta r divided by 4 pi r. Kindly listen. I'm going to change this to 0 to h. If I change the limits of integration, all the angles will become the inverse angle into cos of minus theta dz plus integration of 0 to h cos beta z e power j beta z cos theta dz. Now what is cos of minus theta? It is the same cos theta. So this becomes cos theta. This term becomes the same cos theta. So this will be mu Im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. I'll be getting this to be 0 to h cos beta z e power minus j beta z cos theta dz plus integration of 0 to h cos beta z into e power j beta z cos theta dz. This step is because we know that, let me scroll down. The simplification that we have actually done is we know that cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. That is what we have applied in this step, in here to bring the same cos beta z formula. Fine. Now let us proceed further with this. So both the integration limits are the same. The only different term that is present there is e power minus j beta z is present in the first term, e power plus j beta z is present in your second term. So I am going to write this as mu Im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. I am going to take the integration common because both the integration have the same limits now. I am going to take cos beta z common because both the terms are cos beta z. And we can write e power minus j beta z cos theta plus e power j beta z cos theta into dz. Right? So if you see what formula we can relate this to, it is e power j theta plus e power minus j theta, and this is nothing but it is 2 cos theta formula. So let us replace with the 2 cos theta formula. So this becomes mu Im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r integration of 0 to h cos beta z. So this becomes 2 cos. My theta value is this term. So it is cos beta z cos theta into dz. So we need to simplify further. So this is mu Im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r integration of 0 to h. I'll just rearrange the terms. So this can be written as, I'll take 2 forward. So it is 2 cos beta z into cos of beta z cos theta into dz. Now this is once again of the form 2 cos A cos B, and the formula for 2 cos A cos B is, it is cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. So we are going to replace it with cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B formula. Fine. So I am going to simplify this further. So this is going to become mu Im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. So this limit remains the same. It is 0 to h. Now the formula is cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b into dz. Fine. So this will become mu im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r integration of 0 to h. We can take beta z commonly outside. So this becomes cos beta z into 1 plus cos theta plus cos beta z into 1 minus cos theta into dz. Right? Now let us integrate in the next step. So integration of cos theta is sin theta divided by corresponding theta value. So this is going to be mu im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. So this becomes sin of beta z into 1 plus cos theta. This is integration with respect to z. So the remaining angles will be beta into 1 plus cos theta. Similarly, the second term, this becomes sin beta z into 1 minus cos theta divided by beta into 1 minus cos theta. The limit is from 0 to h. Now, we already saw that the total electrical length is lambda by 2, which is 2h was lambda by 2, which means h value will be lambda by 4. The total dipole length is lambda by 2. The upper half is lambda by 4, lower half is lambda by 4. So, from 0 to h, we know that h will be equal to an electrical length of lambda by 4. So, let us substitute this integration limit. So, in place of z, I am going to replace by lambda by 4 because this is integrating with respect to z. So, this will become mu im into e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r sin beta into lambda by 4 1 plus cos theta by beta into 1 plus cos theta plus sin beta into lambda by 4 1 minus cos theta divided by beta into 1 minus cos theta. So, we have substituted this limit in place of the z term that is present here because we know that integration with respect to z. So, I will replace the limit in place of z here. Fine. So, let us proceed further. So, we will try to simplify this term. It is beta into lambda by 4. So, I am going to find out what will be the value of this beta into lambda by 4 which is present here. So, it is beta into lambda by 4. So, we know that beta is nothing but it is 2 pi by lambda and into lambda by 4 we have. So, lambda gets cancelled, 2 1s are 2 2s are. So, this becomes pi by 2. So, I can replace this as it is sin pi by 2 of 1 plus cos theta. Multiply this pi by 2 inside. So, this becomes sin of pi by 2 plus pi by 2 cos theta. So, this is again of what form? This is sin of 90 plus theta form. So, this is sin of 90 plus theta form and this is nothing but equal to cos theta, right? So, cos of this theta value. So, I can replace this term and this term as cos of pi by 2 into cos theta. So, this is going to be written as mu im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r. So, the numerator becomes cos of pi by 2 cos theta divided by, we can take beta commonly outside, divided by 1 plus cos theta plus cos of pi by 2 cos theta divided by 1 minus cos theta. Now, let us take LCM of the denominator. So, my LCM will be, this is going to be equal to mu im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r into beta. I am taking an LCM of 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. So, this will become cos of pi by 2 cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. We are taking the LCM of this plus cos of pi by 2 cos theta into 1 plus cos theta. Now, if you observe the numerator, these two terms are common. So, we can take the terms commonly outside. I mean, this term and this term we can take commonly outside, and we will group up the remaining terms in the bracket. So, this will become, this is equal to mu im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r beta. I am taking cos of pi by 2 cos theta commonly outside. So, the common terms are 1 minus cos theta plus 1 plus cos theta divided by, this is of the form a plus b into a minus b. So, we know that it is a square minus b square. So, here plus cos theta minus cos theta gets cancelled. 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So, I am going to simplify this term. So, this is mu im e power minus j beta r divided by 4 pi r beta. So, this is 1 plus 1 we have 2. So, it is 2 cos of pi by 2 cos theta divided by, we know that 1 minus cos square theta is nothing but sin square theta. So, we can cancel the 2 and 4 that is present there to derive the final vector magnetic potential. So, therefore, I am getting the equation for vector magnetic potential to be mu in e power minus j beta r divided by 2 pi r beta into cos of pi by 2 cos theta divided by sin square theta. This is the value of the vector magnetic potential of a half wave dipole. Now, using this, what we can do? I am going to find the field components using this vector magnetic potential, because we have studied from the basics of EMS that the magnetic field is the curl of your vector magnetic potential. So, now we need to find out what is del cross A. We have found out what is A. Our next step is to find what is del cross A to find the required magnetic field. And from the magnetic field, we can therefore derive the required electric field component. So, we will continue that in the next video.